What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Girl Gang. So today's video is going to be a good one. As always, we are here with some really good tips and tricks and great advice. And of course, these come from our personal opinions, our personal experience. So today's video, we are going to be talking about
how to not bring old baggage into your new relationship.
And I think, yeah, even just, and it's not even so much
hard
baggage, because I feel, yeah, it really is. Even going back to when you were talking about like being with your ex, and you're like, dang, like it really took me some time to figure out how to not think about the things you had to think about because of your ex with your new boyfriend.
And I still struggle with it, I feel like, totally.
And I think it's something that a lot of people would probably struggle with. It could be different things. It could be emotional baggage, it can be physical damage, it can be, you know, like say for instance, like I've been in an abusive relationship, so going forward with other people, like I could have brought that in and made that something that, you know, could have hindered my next relationship. You just got to learn how to, like, you know, pick and choose what you want to do with those situations. A lot of times I feel like it can really, I swear the world is against us today. So we've been trying to film this video and literally like every possible thing that could go wrong is going wrong. There's been like 10 planes just flying over us in the last 5 minutes.
Baby's crying.
Yeah, everything.
Grandma's walking by.
The sun just goes away, the lights turn off.
I feel like I struggle with that totally. I feel like for my past relationship, I brought a lot of my emotional damage to my new relationship, and thankfully I'm with someone who's like patient, who understood and was willing to work through it. And I feel like I've come to a good place where like I don't really bring that baggage anymore, but I feel like it's almost hard not to. Until, at least for me, until someone like proves themselves otherwise.
I was just gonna say, I feel like it's kind of normal to do so, because from every relationship you have to remember, like you learn certain things that you either don't want to put up with, things that you do like. If things happened in your relationship or something, like there was a problem in your relationship, like it's kind of hard to not go forward with somebody else and think about those same things. But obviously you have to remember the person you're with now is their own person. It is not the same person, and you have to give them a chance to prove that too. Like just like you said,
you have to, as hard as it is, you have to.
Just giving them the time to like show what their intentions are, what type of person they are. But I feel like you kind of get that during like the dating stages before you guys like really decide to either move forward or not, you know. And
I feel like when you're with the right person, they'll make a point to prove you wrong. You know what I mean? It won't be a burden. They're not going to give you shit for bringing old baggage. They're going to be patient with the situation and understanding, and make you
reassure you that you're okay.
But
you're in good
you
hands.
also have to, I feel like, push your boundaries too with things you're not comfortable with, and like force yourself to change in a way, and to grow, and to not be like have those old things affect your new relationship.
Definitely.
Because I found a lot of the times that like my partner was so patient that sometimes it didn't push my boundaries. He was very willing to have him change his ways to make me comfortable, and I'm like, no, push me to make me feel uncomfortable to have to change. And to realize like, okay,
that is really
you are different, and like you have to push me, because
those are always going to be a problem. That's always going to be a problem if they're just okay with it every time.
If you don't make me feel uncomfortable to see like, okay,
I have to
it's
change.
Okay, I have to change. You are not that old person. You're a completely different person. But you almost have to be pushed out of your comfort zone to make those changes. In a respectful way, I feel like.
That is very well said, and I think that's a really good point. Also, you know, it can mean many different things. Baggage can be many different things. Like I just said, it could be emotional, physical.
Was it hard for you not to bring your experience into the next relationship?
So that, I'm happy that you asked, because that was going to be my next topic that I wanted to discuss about this. You know what I mean? Is that this is the relationship I'm in now is very different from any relationship I've ever been in, because from the jump I was so open and honest with him about everything in my last relationship. And we talked about my ex a lot at the beginning of our relationship, but it was only because I wanted him to understand where I've been, what I've been through, where I'm at now in my life, and what I'm expecting for my future. So it actually, I feel like he did really well with it, because a lot of guys would not be so willing to, like you said, have patience to hear about another man. You know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of people just take things differently, but he was so like willing to understand where I had been and like what I'm wanting now, and he did really, really well, I have to admit. Like, I don't think most guys would have been so secure with themselves and with the situation. And like, you guys know, like, I've done videos now with my ex and his new girlfriend, and that's another thing. Like, a lot of people, I feel like, don't understand or like aren't willing to be okay with someone's past where they could never be around somebody else, and that's okay. But with like me and my husband and my ex and his girlfriend, like when we're around each other, we have great chemistry. Like, we're all very cool with each other, and it's been awesome. It really has been. I think Conrad has done an amazing job at just keeping an open mind and just allowing me to really be myself, because you also have to remember, if you go into a new relationship, say for instance, and you're bringing on baggage, or you're trying to maybe not bring that baggage into your new relationship, I feel like if they're not as open to hearing where you've been, your past, and what you're looking for, then you're probably not choosing the right person to be with.
That's what I was gonna say. It goes along the lines of like, when you have that right person, they will make sure and make a point to help you through your past baggage that
they want to. They want to be there to help you.
Exactly.
When I had, and this is a video that we're also going to do, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but when I was in an abusive relationship, like, that could have stopped me from trusting men in general and making it really hard for me to date anybody else, and I just did not allow that to happen. I really tried to be strong and kind of go through that by myself. I kept it in for a really long time before I ever spoke about it, and now that I have, I'm actually really happy I did, because now he knows where I've been. He knows that that's something I do not tolerate, whether it's, you know, him putting his hands on me or anybody else. It's just not okay, and it's something that I will totally lose respect for you if that ever happens.
And that's a good thing, I feel like, to also share that baggage, because like you said, you learn about each other, but you also learn what you're willing. They know where your lines, like where you draw the line, and what you're willing to like put up with and what you're not from the get-go, which I think is good, because then they know, okay, I can't. Not that anyone, you know what I mean? Not that he ever would, but I'm just saying they know your boundaries and what you're willing to walk away from, which is important, I feel like, too.
Yeah, because they have to know, like, okay, if you do this, like, that's it. That's the last straw. I'm not going to deal with that.
I feel like it's hard, though, as women, because we're very, at least for me, I'm very emotional. So I feel like things that have happened, it's hard not to bring that baggage into, like, I was gonna say, I feel like I don't think that there is anybody who doesn't, because even if it's not a huge deal in your relationship, or you guys aren't really taking the time to communicate about it or talk about it, the other person, whoever has that, I'm sorry, there's a bug, it landed on my face.
We'll take a pause. We'll take a break. Get yourself together, sister.
Okay, so I remember when I did bring like my old baggage, like the next little fling that I had after my ex, and it just went completely wrong. Like, he did not take it well at all, and I feel like they were also very similar, so it was a bad choice on my part. So I think he also got like offended at like the things I was saying and how my ex would act and things that I wasn't okay with. And
maybe he thought like you were trying to give him a hit. Like maybe he thought you were talking about him.
Yeah, because it was like a few dates in, and like I didn't, obviously the first date you're not gonna like bring it up right away, like, hey, this,
like, there's never my list. Yeah, there's never really a good moment. Hold on one second, hold on. Sorry guys. This is like a little crooked. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just became this, it like blew up in my face. But that goes along the lines of like, if you're not choosing someone who's willing to work through that with you. But I also did bring a little crazy in. And I think I just wasn't ready to,
I think maturity also has a lot to do with that. Like maturity, not everybody is gonna be like so accepting to what you like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
what somebody you've been through.
Somebody who's just trying to date you also, like, you can honestly tell just by that conversation that you guys have if it's something that like you know what I'm saying? Like if they're just trying to date you or like hit it and quit it and you're just on a date with them,
they're not willing to put in that work.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, okay, no,
the relationship.
Pump the brakes. We're not even trying to go down this road.
That totally is how it was for me.
I could see that like happening and like blowing up in your face.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, what? Hold on. But I didn't even
we'll check John off the list.
I didn't even read half of my list. It's only 2 things.
People use baggage so loosely when it comes to kids. And I feel like that is my biggest pet peeve, because I hate when people say like, oh, he comes with so much baggage because he has kids. Like my brother has 5, 6 kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a lot of times like people will say like, oh, that's a lot of baggage. That's a lot of baggage. I'm like, how could you call kids like baggage? You know what I'm saying? Like I understand maybe something from your previous relationship. Yes. Or like maybe you're insecure because your ex like always called you out your name, or maybe he always told you like, you know, like get in the gym or whatever it is, because those kind of things are so hurtful and those are things that stick with you, and then you feel like no one's ever gonna accept you. But to call kids baggage like really kills me. Obviously, when I first started dating Conrad, like people used to say that all the time in the comments, and I'm like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Don't ever call them baggage, because that's not what it is. But I don't know. I just feel like it's definitely something that you should bring up in a relationship, especially if it's something. I have a question for you. Yeah. Have you ever had someone bring baggage to you? So we're talking about us bringing baggage, but has anyone ever brought baggage from their relationship to you? I think yes, but it's been on a different level. Because I had an ex-boyfriend years and years ago who had crazy ex drama, that the girl was like showing up at our house literally unannounced all the time. And it just got to a point where it was like really, really bad. Luckily she ended up moving out of the state, so we never really saw her too much. But the whole ex drama, it was kind of like he wanted it to be over, and she kind of still felt like she had something to prove to him, and kept trying to like come between our relationship a little bit, and would just try calling him and like talking to him and like just trying to get him to steer his, like try to steer his feelings away, like off of me and to her. And she would make up like fake things that would happen. Like she lied and said she got into a car accident one time, which is like, that's drawing the line, honey. Like that's insane. That's too much. Like you said you ran into a wall and her car spun and ran into a wall. And it never even happened. Like it ended up coming out that it never happened. And she was like, well, you weren't gonna pick up my phone calls any other way. It was the only way that I could get. So that is something that it was like a huge red flag for me. And we only ended up dating for like 3-4 months. But I'm happy that I obviously like, you know, found that out really soon into our relationship, because that's not something that I am willing to handle. I feel like if you're not fully, you know, if you don't have that ex, you know, drama under control going into a new relationship, you're definitely not ready to start dating someone, because it's not somebody else's problem to deal with.
Close that chapter.
Yeah, definitely. Like, there's no closure there yet. If she's, you know, coming around trying to still have something to do with you. So it's either put her in her place or I will. You know what I mean? So but that's pretty much, I feel like the only thing. I feel like guys are not, they don't really have that much. They're not like as emotional as we are, and not as sensitive as we are. Like if something doesn't work out, they're just like, whatever, it didn't work out. They don't really care, you know, about it.
The only baggage that I've ever experienced is him not getting like the support that he needed from a partner. But I'm like complete opposite. I'll like support you no matter what. So it was never like an issue. He brought that up, but I was like, okay, that's not something that I need to like work on. Because, so it was even like cheating too.
Cheating, I mean, I've had people deal with that too, that they were cheated on, and then it's like, oh, like I'm expected now. They look at me like, oh, well, other girls have cheated on me, so now you're gonna cheat on me too, which is something I cannot stand. I cannot stand an insecure, like, man, especially if it's somebody that I'm gonna be with. Like I was gonna say, just in general, people that are insecure, like I always try to help them and get them on more of like a confident, you know, mindset, and kind of get their mind off of that and let them know like they're, you know, they are who they are, they're their own person. Stop worrying about everybody else's opinions about you, stuff like that. But a man that is insecure, and a man that can't control his own like issues and problems that he has with himself, that he's like assuming that you're going to do everything that your ex did, that I can't, like, I couldn't
I feel like
deal with
there's
that.
a certain amount of baggage that is okay to bring into a relationship.
Yes, absolutely.
But I feel like if you're already jumping in assuming that, okay, you're gonna cheat on me, then you're not ready.
You're not ready for a relationship.
Sit there and work on yourself. Yes, you can have those little like slip ups or whatever you want to call them, of like thoughts of like, oh my god, what is he doing right now, whatever. But you also need to be in a place where you can talk yourself out of it. Yeah. Because you can't always rely on that person to like build you up and stuff. You got to do it yourself. You got to put in that work yourself to be ready to be in that relationship, you know?
That's great. Very well said, my friend. So obviously this topic was a little bit on the more serious side, but as you guys know, there's very many sides to us as the girl gang, and as us being best friends and everything. There's a time to be like really serious and a time for fun and laughter and stuff. I just feel like this is one of those videos that is a little bit more on the serious side. But as always, you guys, we appreciate you guys being here with us. I feel like this is something that's relatable to anybody who's been in a relationship, really, or maybe somebody or anybody who's, you know, gone through hardships in relationships that didn't work out. How do you move forward with somebody else? So go ahead and let us know down in the comments. As always, you guys know this is a judgment-free zone, a place for all of us to come together, have each other's backs, share our life experiences with each other, and grow, you know, together. Because I think that there's probably a lot of women that are watching this that do struggle with a lot of things, and we're just hoping that we're able to reach out to at least one of you, touch one of your guys' lives, and hopefully help you guys grow, you know, to be better just in general. So thank you guys again so much for watching. We love you guys so much, and until our next video, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.